just insult my people? You just insult my people?
It's not hard, you potato-eating motherfucker.
Oh.
Just saying.
Okay, what were you doing right before we started rolling into this? Does everyone else want to know?
I was sitting, I think.
No. He had his iPhone with the camera turned facing him, and he was literally like fucking checking his hair and shit.
And guess who also does it?
No,
Jake.
I do not.
The problem is he doesn't have
I don't have.
this
Fuck you.
to do that with. So
I don't even
he
have
gives
my
me a
phone
hard
number.
time. But take your skull cap off there. Let's see what it looks like.
I'm cold.
You look like a cancer survivor.
Fuck
okay?
you.
So relax.
It's all right, you made it.
This
We
video
hold
might
that.
end where I shoot you in the face. This fucking video might end.
We hold that.
Oh, of course.
I gotta fix my hair now that
Oh, it smells like sauerkraut.
No, it doesn't. It's Pantene Pro V. Smell that shit.
No, not you. This beautiful G36.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Get over yourself.
Are we filming?
yeah, you know what?
Oh, sorry
we
guys.
are filming. This
Let's
is probably
start the show.
Here's how it's gonna start.
With
Because
me
I
going
almost posted this. What kind of fucking hair products do you use?
Pantene Pro V.
I go into my guest bathroom the other day where I let Chris stay for free. I don't even fucking charge him rent when he's up here. And you know what there is?
Meet the new Pantene conditioner. The powerful Pro V formula works all the way to the core and makes hair 2 times stronger than shampooing alone.
There's fucking Pantene Pro V shampoo and conditioner in there that I thought my mom left when she was up, but I was like, no, that's her stuff right there. Chris uses fucking Pantene Pro V.
Again, take your cap off and let's see what your
It's
hair looks like.
irrelevant. It's irrelevant subject matter.
Maybe if you would have had my hair care routine, you would still have hair. End of discussion.
Welcome to the show, everyone. It's nice to have you back with us on what we hope is a very appropriate and family-friendly episode.
Not after that. Mom or dad are fighting right now.
No,
That's not family friendly. No kids want to see that.
NC-17 episode, which is basically per the course of normal
Fair.
As is tradition.
normal videos.
After all that, though, is my hair all right and everything?
Yeah, it's
Nobody
actually
cares.
fantastic
Okay,
if
cool.
I'm being honest.
It's on film.
Okay.
But anyway, so
Tell the people what we do. What is our company?
well, we're gonna talk about G36s today, and that's gonna be pretty damn exciting because what's better than one G36? Dos, right?
How do they say it in that language? Ein, zwei, right? Zwei? Yeah.
Hi.
Ein, zwei, drei.
Oh, in German. Okay,
Yeah.
I got it.
Again, your people don't understand.
No, we're Irish. We just say
Back to square one.
So we're gonna be talking about G36s. It's gonna be fun. We've got Austin back from the firearms blog / he's a human being on planet Earth, and he's a guy that we know and we hang out with. He lives in weird locations. Again, lives amongst the rocks here. He's just kind of a rock people,
Yeah, nomad, if you will.
and he pops up here and there. But we're gonna get all into this. Couple quick things. One, it's our last quick plug here is really for ourselves. Our main sponsor is basically us. So 1911 Syndicate, we're a real estate company. I know it doesn't fucking make any sense, but just roll with it, right? We operate I'm in Utah. Actually helped Austin buy his place recently, so kind of
All moved in.
selfish plug there. Chris is down in Arizona, and then we've got people all over the place: Vegas, Dallas, yada yada yada. So you can hit us up 1911syndicate.com. On with the video. So we're just gonna kind of free flow this bad boy. The G36.
Yeah.
Let's hit a little kind of background here.
Yeah. So G36 comes into development right in the 90s, right in the beginning of the 90s. So they developed 3 different versions. This is actually the last of the 3 to come out. This is the G36C. So the shorter barreled, rail top. Typically you see on these, you can get them with it's a fixed 3X optic on these, but typically when you see them around, they've got this railed mount. So we're running irons on this guy, and both of them have red dots. Fantastic setups today, and they just work. They're just really cool guns. They're Jake approved because they're full ambi, and I was
It's true actually. It is a full ambi gun.
Yeah. They have an interesting charging handle. I'm gonna ditch this mag really quick. Where this charging handle on either side, you can charge from, and it doesn't have your standard bolt release. So you have to kind of get used to that. But once you do charge it, and there's a common misconception with these that they don't have a forward assist, pull that charging handle to the side, you push it in, oh, now it's a forward assist. So
That's clever German shit right there.
yeah, that's some space magic.
Because otherwise it folds back in if you guys can't see, and it just kind of flops around. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, you lock it in, and then when you're done forward assisting it, you just pop it out of the way.
Again,
You got a
HK
folding
magic.
folding stock where it ejects right out through here. I mean, if you wanted to shoot it
Oh,
folded.
clever.
Yeah. So it's a very intuitive design that a lot of things go overlooked on. And the key point I always like to make with these, you wouldn't mind holding this, sir, is that while these guys are rocking the original HK mags, there are Magpul P mags for these, and they are readily available. So it's a weird gun because you can't really get a whole lot of it in the U.S. But
Yeah.
if you could, like, there's P mags everywhere in stock.
Is there a civilian like variant of these?
Tommy Belt Tactical does make the civilian version. I know that they're going through some changes right now. Their ATF reclassified the receivers, but I've shot a 300 Blackout Tommy Belt, and it's incredible.
Ooh, 300 black. That would be interesting.
Really?
Oh,
That would be super interesting.
sounds great with the can.
I bet.
So, yeah, they're coming into the States slowly, and there's, it's mostly those kind of clone type manufacturers. So when you actually get to see a real German one, honestly, it's an absolute treat.
Well, and for people who, look, most people are never going to have access where they actually get to shoot and play with stuff like this. It's super light.
Yes.
It's like a Nerf gun.
Yeah. But I mean, so much of it is polymer, right?
Yeah, I want to say it's over 80% polymer. I think it weighs in at like 5.5 pounds. You can look up the official number, but it's
a light gun,
and it's really well distributed. It doesn't feel top heavy. It doesn't feel like there's a big metal barrel out at the end that's hanging off. Like, it's just well distributed. It's almost light to the point where it's really smooth shooting, but that initial recoil impulse just gives you a little jolt.
God damn it.
Yeah.
But on full auto, it's a nice gun to shoot full auto.
Very pleasant.
It's a very, very nice gun to shoot full auto.
Yeah.
What are you
I mean, footage might say different.
God damn it. What does that mean?
Oh,
I think it kicked your ass a little
It didn't
bit.
kick my ass.
Okay.
I thought I heard someone creeping up behind me as I was dumping full auto, so my attention started to go behind me, so the gun rocked me back a little bit.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
situational awareness.
We do a little point to point out on these two. We do have different fire control groups on both of these. Obviously, the fun switches, as the guys like to call them. But mine goes safe, single shot, 2-round burst, and then full auto. It's not a 3-round, it's a 2-round, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
And I'd imagine it's for double tap stuff, correct?
Yeah, and the other gun that has
What
that
else would it be for?
is the...
Well,
It's 2 rounds.
Since he's the encyclopedic, like, subject matter expert, I thought he'd have some story, like, actually in, Switzerland,
it's just kind of an
Switzerland.
inherent...
Germans went there.
It's kind of an inherently German thing to do, and if you shot a lot of 3-round burst guns, you can get off of the burst before that 3rd round.
Yeah.
So 2 is a little more natural, and you see it on the MP5 Navy packs as well, where it'll have a 2-round burst option as well, and it just kind of makes sense. Because, yeah, you can be like, oh, never mind, and then that mechanism doesn't reset properly, and it's kind of a headache. So, yeah, 2-round burst does make sense, and, maybe there's a fancy double tap explanation hiding in a German handbook somewhere, but that to me is
It's kind of cool.
sense. Yeah. I like it.
Again, unique, right?
Very.
German engineering.
When these are, let's see, 10-inch barrel in these? I mean, that's got to be pretty close, right?
Yeah, it's I believe 180 millimeters, which converts to like 10.3. I want to say 10.3, 10.5.
Yep. Piston?
Yes, short stroke gas piston gun. H&K loves that pattern.
Yeah, they do.
MP7, G36, the 416s, MR556, all short stroke gas piston guns. So piston's not connected to the bolt. It's free floating, so you don't have a lot of reciprocating mass, and that makes for a super smooth shooting gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the interesting thing about these two is the reciprocating charging handle, if you will, as you're shooting is pretty cool. You'll see in the footage it's sliding back and forth the whole time, which is just kind of neat, unique, right?
Yeah.
You don't see anything like
Well,
that.
it's not. It doesn't bother me because again, this reciprocating is a problem for me now.
Much like a SCAR charging handle reciprocates.
Yeah,
which is annoying.
But the fact that that's just sitting there and it's doing that in essence, I mean, like, I don't really notice the impulse change too much.
Do you have any information or know why like the cutout and everything right here is shaped and cut that way, or no? Is like a carrying handle, or do you know?
It is designed to be carried. I don't know why there is that specific wedge in the middle.
Yeah.
I've seen speculation about, you know, it's for finger grooves and things like that. I think that the gun is meant to be carried with the bolt lock to the rear, which then moves that charging handle out of the way, and that gives you space to put your hand in there. And it's kind of an intuitive design like that, like, hey, don't carry it with the bolt closed, sort of thing. So, but the manual for arms on these is very interesting. It's fielded by like, I want to say like 40 countries.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah. It's fielded in quite a few places, and there's quite a few different kind of training manuals for it and how to use it. So there's not a one specific manual of arms. You can kind of look at each country. So,
well, because it was replacing what, the G3?
Yep.
Yeah.
Easy conversion G3, G36 kind of makes sense.
Which, you know, the cool thing with this too is if you locked that charging handle and used it as like your forward assist, you could run it like maybe one country prefers to always have that locked out, so they'd run it like almost like an AK, right? Where you got to come underneath and charge it.
Could you do that?
Yeah.
I mean, would that?
No,
Would
you
still
can.
Everything would still cycle.
Yeah.
Like no issue with leaving that back.
No.
Yeah, so
'Cause
it's like
that
do a
would be-
last round bolt hold
Because
open
since
with
you're an
that.
AK guy, you could run it like that, right?
Yeah. So I mean, if you're used to running AKs for a righty, basically you could run until mag runs dry, and then you're dropping just like an AK would
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, and that way you don't have to fish it out either.
It's kind of cool, right?
Yeah, actually, that would be a very similar manual arms to AKs for those who don't run AKs.
With the mag
Essentially,
change and
you're going to
everything.
have your same paddle release, right? You're going to eject mag, you're going to go new mag in, and then you're going to charge bolt from underneath there.
And then look, it tucked back in after you did that.
Yeah,
So.
pretty cool. One downside would be, I don't think there's any way to lock that bolt back without an empty mag. is
Nope.
there? Or drop the bolt minus manual charge.
Correct.
So that would be one little kind of,
Yep. Anytime
Cork.
you leave the bolt open, you got to put a unloaded mag in it, basically.
yeah. So, I mean, it would certainly be cool if there was some sort of, you know, either mag release. I'm perfectly fine with, because
Yeah.
I frankly like paddle mag release. Fun. It'd be cool if there was some sort of bolt release that you know, you could just drop it with.
Which, you know, this is there?
I think there is.
Is it really?
I think it's.
Yeah, I think so.
Come on over, Jason.
Don't,
Yeah, come on
don't-
over, Jason.
We're gonna have to take this off of. Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah.
Got a little button right there.
Get the hell out of here,
So if you hold that button up,
Jason.
and
Turn
charge
around.
it, right?
Yeah, we'll show the
Flip around,
camera.
Jason.
Jason, do a
So
180.
there's a button right here at the front end of the magazine.
hell
Excuse me, the trigger guard right here. So when you're done shooting, you just hold that button, push it up into the bolt carrier, and when you pull it back, it locks in place.
And this is why we have professionals
And
here.
you push it to drop it too.
No, then you have to
charge
come up
it.
So
and
you still
grab this
charge it manually.
release it.
Well, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, but it's just a little tiny button right there,
Huh.
out of the way. On
Learn
the
something new
cruiser.
every day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
and
you.
it's-
Do you have any
Yeah.
G36 thoughts, experience to add to the mix here?
Not really. I've shot it a little bit. I think the comments that you made about the engineering are pretty clever. It's just
It's kind of plasticky.
it's
Like-
kind of like if you're taking your wife to dinner, you go to Chili's. So she's not going to be all that impressed. It's like it's reliable food and it's good, but
Yeah.
I could take it or leave it.
Get the job done.
Yeah. No insult to my German friends. I got friends at HK, and I don't mean anything bad by that. If you happen to watch this, but it's just
Well, we like chilies.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
it's all good.
I'm a classy girl and I like
Yeah,
chilies.
yeah.
Maybe we'll go to Chili's after this. I asked earlier about, and there's another rental gun where I asked, hey, how does this run? You know, does this go down a lot as a rental gun?
Mm-hmm.
They just work.
Yeah.
Like, I've never heard any gripes about a G36, you know, like it doesn't, oh, it's coming up, or it's breaking this, or it's breaking that. Like, they just work. It's just a simple, intuitive design. Little bit strange. I mean, the biggest thing for most people is you put a fresh mag in it, and you're like, where's the button?
Yeah.
That drops
Yeah.
the bolt, you know?
I think you could
Kinda
probably
thing.
train. You could probably train through that largely.
Yeah, but yeah, you can get through it. Like
Yeah.
it just takes a minute to get used to, but once you're used to it, it just works.
Well, and the weight thing, I mean, really, you know,
Light.
Depending on what you're doing, man, that
Yeah.
weight would be phenomenal.
Which is another interesting thing, that HK enjoys a difficult reload sequence on a lot of their guns, right? Because it is not a standard reload sequence. To them, it's standard, right? But to us, not so much. And then the other thing I think is interesting is that, like, HK will build something and then not improve or tweak it or anything, right? Like, the MP5 hasn't changed since 1966. Go with me on this, for the most part, right?
Sure.
When they could have, like, updated some stuff or, like, maybe changed some stuff. I don't know, I'm not an engineer, obviously, how difficult it would be to add, like, a different bolt release that might be a little more intuitive. Because, again, that little button was right there and we didn't even think to look for it because it wasn't intuitive to the way that we shoot guns, right?
Yeah.
So it's interesting that that's just like a theme with HK stuff. We build it, this is what we do. Don't change it.
We all pretty much view the world through the lens of AR-15s too, though.
Correct.
Right.
And that's another point that I'm kind of
It's
getting
not.
at.
It's just a different ball of wax.
Yeah, but we're Americans.
very-
Everyone should be like us.
Yeah.
Very,
Exactly.
very rarely do they do that, and it's usually a U.S. contract bid specific.
Yeah.
So Mark 23, right-hand threads on the barrel. The FBI MP5s have last round bolt hold open. No other MP5s have
Really?
that. The MP5 10 and 40 has last round bolt hold open, and then they went away with it as soon as the FBI dropped it. Yep.
That's fascinating.
And again, that's why we have experts here, because us idiots don't know that.
They will do it on small occasions, but as soon as that bid or contract goes away, like, they'll stop immediately. It'll be
Interesting.
that gun.
you know, there's a nice thing about getting to a point in an industry where you can go, we don't really have to change it. Like,
This is the way we do it, and
it
fuck
still-
off if you don't like
it
it.
still works, you know?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to buy it or you're not.
Yeah.
That's it.
And if you don't like it, right?
And I think they're pretty well loved. I mean,
A lot of fanboys with these kind of guns. You know?
Oh,
yeah, they,
Iconic.
I mean, the internet's going to be there's going to be somebody in the comments that's going to say, what about the controversy? And there's been controversy surrounding these throughout the years.
Sure.
But I don't believe that 40 countries would have fielded them and they would still be in service today if they weren't what they are. And that's just reliable and just smooth shooting. And they just run and they group really well.
Yeah.
My experience.
And no, I mean, that's a different, you know,
Different,
I don't
yeah.
have enough education to go down that rabbit hole of past controversies and stuff like that. But again, still widely used. And again, you know, is it a gun that you're going to get in a 12-hour firefight with? You know, that's where I think some of that stuff came from. And you go, look, I think the idea, you know, look, it's light, it's, you know, great for patrol, things like that, where it's like, I mean, what are the odds that you're getting into some sort of extended, your gun's getting torched hot kind of scenario?
And on that end of the spectrum, when these were originally launched, they launched with a 30-round mag and a 100-round drum from HK.
Jesus.
You can look this up. So there's a few different variants, and I can't remember the actual variant name, but there is one with a bipod that is meant to be used as an LMG.
Really?
So, yes.
Oh, I guess, yeah, because again, my world is video games. I play a lot of Call of Duty. There's a lot of Call of Duty guns that have that dual round. You're right. Interesting.
Yep, that was an actual
there's-
HK drum.
There's some truth in video games, huh?
There's a cool,
Just a little bit.
we'll kind of wrap it up. There's a cool thing on these are factory HK mags, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Where essentially, you know, you've got a coupler and you kind of think like, oh, you know, the mags come coupled. It's literally the design of the mag, which, I mean, that's fantastic.
It is.
I wish this was like standard with many more mags. Cause like, man, that is just such a nice little feature where I've got a coupled mag or uncoupled mag. Like, that's fantastic.
And for guys that actually do the job, as Jason pointed out, that's like unrealistic for them because the thickness, right?
Sure.
But for us, like, you know, weekend warriors that dress up.
Well, I post
it's cool.
photos on Instagram for a living. Like,
Correct.
What, you know, what am I doing? You know,
This is going.
I
in
wore
my
these
chest right
pants because they have, you know, pocket mags. You know, that's it.
yeah.
there
The
you
person
go.
with the actual background has the Eddie Bauer jacket on, and we're wearing fucking UF Pros. and crying. It's just like, man, look at us.
Tractor Supply pants, you know, whatever.
They're way more
What are we
comfortable, I'm sure.
doing?
It's so cool.
What are we doing with ourselves here, man?
Yeah.
I mean, I do it to hold like my comb, like, you know,
Do you have any
other
Pantene products on you?
Yeah.
I knew
We're
it.
working on a sponsorship for him. Anyone, anything
right.
else to add to the intellectual conversation here?
Got anything?
So,
No, we're
No.
good, man.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're good, everyone. G36, you should buy one, which I don't really think is particularly feasible. But if you can,
Well, you got to get some licensing, and what do these run? Once you get your FFL, SOT, and everything.
You know, I'm not sure, but look up Tommy Built Tactical.
2 to 3K,
Yeah, you're gonna be about in that
not
range.
too bad.
which is
Yeah.
not bad.
Not bad, actually.
Or
Not
if you can
bad.
find the civilian version, which is the SL8, and then you can get that converted. So if you find an SL8 and then you call Tommy Built Tactical and you say, hey, get rid of this annoying thumbhole stock and I want some folding action, you know, he can make that happen.
Cool.
Sick. Very
Tom
cool.
Bostic, good guy.
Cool.
All right. Well, there you go.
Thanks.
Boys and girls.
Cool.
See you next time.
Thanks. Appreciate it.